guess. Like YouTube is up. Like Twitch is up. Let my friend know here real quick that I'm streaming. All right. Looks like it's good to go here.
I think I am recording on everything. Gotta be a little careful here because I didn't record a physical, or I guess an local copy of the video last time, which
Gonna be annoying. I'm gonna download those other videos later from YouTube. All right. Okay. Ready to go. What's up, folks? I'm the Blue Tide, and welcome back to another episode of Darkest Dungeon here. So, in the last episode we played, I was having some internet issues, but if you watch through parts 5, 1, 2, and 3, there are 3 parts of that on my VODs channel, or if you're watching this on the regular channel, the summary here basically was that we fought against the first real boss, and that would have been the Apprentice Necromancer. Really just the Necromancer, and, you know, he's the Apprentice version. So, in Darkest Dungeon, every boss appears like 3 times, and they have like different tiers. So we fought against the basic tier version of the Necromancer. Went really well. We whooped him like really well. We were very prepared for that fight. But the best part about it, what I was so excited about, was he got really lucky, and the item that he had was the Sacred Scroll. Now, I mean, I don't have a tier list of items in the game, but I can tell you this. I like this item a lot. I've used this in the past, and plus 33% on all of your healing is just absurd. Because if I have this on a character like the Vestal, which is the only one you can wear it on, but what I mean is if I have a buff like that, normally you're thinking 33% more on top of, like, let's say I heal for something simple. Let's say I heal for something like 6, right? You're going to heal for 8. But you have to remember, the Vestal heals multiple targets. So if she's healing everybody for 2, it's going to just round up to 3. It's just going to make her heals just so much more potent. So every Vestal we have, this is going to do a lot of work. When we have Vestals on her crew, she's going to be really doing work for healing. But I didn't get the chance to actually use the surgical gloves either. We bought these as well, so I was kind of excited about that. We're going to use those here soon too. But in talking about that, I think we are pretty well poised and ready to go. Maybe go and fight against this this crocodilian. Because that was what I was building towards. I wanted the ability to go and kill the crocodilian because he is a pain. But we already have people to go and do that. We kind of have what we need here. I think we can actually take the crocodilian here. I think what we need to do is just be careful and make sure that we have somebody who can tank for us, make sure we have somebody who can actually like deal damage in the back line, etc. and so forth. So if not this time, we're going to deal it next time, one of the two. All right, so we got a Crusader here. This Crusader's got a good Photomania. That's good. Diurnal. I kind of talked about that at the end of last episode. I do think this ability is a lot better than it gets credit for. I was looking online and people were saying Diurnal's not great. Honestly, like, if you keep the torch up, this is a non-starter. The item that this ability never happens. Plus 15% stress versus humans, obviously terrible. We don't like that. The other characters are pretty unremarkable. I don't really care about their quirks, except, I mean, I say that. Early Riser's great, but slow reflex. I mean, you could make an argument this might actually, he might be better than we had Eldritch Slayer. You might make the argument that he's better than Burners, but the thing is, though, he's a whole level behind. Right? Well, Tactician is irrelevant. Slow reflexes is a bad perk. It's not the worst, but it's not good. And then Early Riser is good. But would I rather have Early Riser or would I rather have, you know, Eldritch Slayer? Honestly, it's a semantical difference in my opinion. I think they're both pretty solid. Oh, hold on a second here. Make sure that I got the Twitch chat up and I'm doing this correctly. Miss that sometimes, so okay, it's up. All right, now let's get into this. Is there anybody here? Do I have enough to buy an extra roster in length? Can I increase my roster length here? I do. We're gonna go ahead and do that this time because I'm tired of having to kind of throw away characters who I think are, you know, reasonable.
Word is traveling. Ambition is stirring in distant cities. We can use this.
So now our roster holds 17 people instead of 13, so we can take more people. Now, in this particular case, because of that, it makes no sense to not just take everybody. So we will do that on the off chance that we, need the extra bodies, but it is likely the case we won't use.
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
I'm not a big fan of this character. We'll probably re-roll him unless we have no other choice. But
a mighty sword arm anchored by holy purpose. A zealous warrior.
One important thing to know too, though, is if you increase your roster size and then you recruit a bunch of people that are really low level, it's going to bring the average level of the next week's missions down, because the missions that we get in this are they're kind of an average, a moving average, but they're an average of what the levels of your characters are, and that you can actually use that to your advantage. Like if you're trying to kind of bring that down, I've had situations where I've released a character that was level 6 because I was intentionally like, okay, the missions we're getting are too high, and I'm just not getting any low level stuff, and I want to get some relief and actually just go farm some gold for a little while, but. All right, so I'm taking this guy. He's got early riser. I like it. Slow reflex is not a big fan of that. And I said before, I like this guy. He's got photomania. That's great. Diurnal. I actually think Diurnal's good. Think about this. Photomania. Minus 20% stress when the torch is above 75. So I'm incentivized to have the torch up. Great. Diurnal. Minus 2 speed when the torch is below 26. So I'm incentivized to keep the torch up. Great. The guy's abilities. One of his abilities here. Plus 5 on torch. This character is like, you want to keep the light up. Right, so I'm never gonna I actually think this guy's got a good mix of things. I think Fear of Mankind's terrible, but how would you say is Vahan? This character almost makes you think if it's just like Vaughn. Yeah, this character, not a fan. But I took this character because we increased our roster size and we just have the extra body space. But this character I don't plan on running unless we just get a terrible set of rolls multiple times in a row. But let's see what we get here. All right, see, these are more like our speed, like the kind of thing I would expect to get most of the time here. He's like the praise the sun guy. Yeah, no, I actually really do I like the Crusader in general, but yes, he does that with Photomania and Diurnal, yeah. The only thing he needs now is he needs Warrior of the Light, right? Let's see, how do we roll 2 of these? Minus or plus 20% debuff resist. Okay, it's not terrible. Protection Stone's a fine item if you have nothing better. And then plus 20% movement resist. These are not items I would spend money on. If I roll them, that's okay. Unless I could get them for super cheap, which I could, but we didn't get, we don't really need them right now. Now, looking at these characters and where we're sitting, we are pretty poised to fight against we could fight against the Croc right now, the Crocodilian. If we were going to do that, I would want to bring a healer. And the main reason I'm wanting to bring the healer here is because she rolled this insane scroll here. So we're going to take that. She's just going to be able to keep everybody up for like ever. I probably want to keep this guy around because even though she deals blight damage, one of the upsides here is she could run... where's it at here? Oh, we could run Battlefield Medicine and keep the bleeds off. I actually don't know if that's actually the right choice here. It might be better just to double or just get more characters with bleed. The problem is the characters I have don't really hit the back lines. I've got a few. Like I could run Burners, but Burners is only level 1. And again, I don't really have a choice, right? I have 3 characters that are level 2 and I have a single character that's level 1 is what I'm going to have no matter what. One character I know I can't bring as much as I'd love to bring a Leopard, can't. Because a Leopard can't hit the back line. You could run Intimidate, which is not bad. Intimidate would say here, accuracy base, it says damage mod, whatever, bypass stealth, minus 20% damage, right? Minus 3 speed, de-stealths. But the character doesn't become stealth. The thing you'd want it for is the minus 20% damage. It's not bad. Intimidate actually is a pretty solid ability. What I'm more interested in is perhaps setting up this guy. Because as I said before, I could run this guy specifically to set up multiple battle ballads, and he can also handle stress relief, and he can set up a big finale and hit him for 20, 30 damage or something, finish him off, but he can also bleed and he can hit the 2 middle spots. So in many cases, he's just going to accidentally be able to hit the guy. He can't hit everywhere, which does suck, but it is worth considering bringing this guy. As I said before, in terms of characters, this guy's going to do a lot of our damage anyway. I might consider bringing Open Vein, though, instead of a Grape Shot Blast here, though, because I'm just trying to kill this one guy. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And I think that's going to be our team. I think the people I'm going to bring this time around to go and fight this Croc are these guys. Mainly the team I just had, right? Because that was the whole point. We wanted to get him leveled up so we could get in there and take this Croc out. And I understand, you know, like you go and you kill the Crocodilian. As far as I remember, I think beating the Crocodilian kind of opens the courtyard open to the world or whatever. But here's the thing. As much as it does kind of open the game to, like, these enemies, you have to understand, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you don't beat the Crocodilian, you're going to get spammed every week by this town event that's really annoying, and it's going to ruin the town events you might get. If you do beat the Crocodilian, a whole nother problem starts, which we'll see, you know, that's a whole nother animal, but that's all right. I still want to do it. Okay. I think, realistically, if I were to, like, if I could go back in time and change the way the game works a bit, if I could give them some advice, game designers, I would have made it so that this courtyard, like the town as a buzz, didn't trigger until, I think, probably the 10th week in the game or something like that. I think that would have been a good trade-off, because as it stands, if you don't have it set up that way, if you play this game without the DLC, you just get town events from the very beginning. But if you play it with the DLC, your town events are getting eaten up by this town as a buzz event over and over and over again until you go do it. And then once you go do it, then the game becomes more difficult, which you'll see that. But looking at this is the only thing on the map that I actually like besides this. A Crusader only item. Plus 20% healing skills, plus 20% stress skills, plus 20% max HP. This is awful. Why would I... Okay, so the Crusader has a healing ability. It heals for 1, or he has one that he can heal his teammate for 2. Right? He also has plus 20% stress skills. Well, he can heal stress for, like, 5. Which would make it an extra... It would heal you for 6 stress. He also gets a plus 20% max health. So basically this would just make him a big brother that pats you on the back and makes you feel better about the fights that you're in. I'm not that impressed by this. I actually don't like this that much at all. The signed conscription. Because it synergizes not with the normal Crusader abilities. Like, if you think about what a Crusader does, a Crusader is not focused on healing and stress relief. That's a very odd way of playing the Crusader class. I mean, you can do it. He can stand in the back and be like a more tanky teammate Healy kind of guy. But almost every ability he has, I mean, he has this one. His first 4 abilities require him to be in the first 2 slots. And this one gets him back into the front. So, like, you're basically playing him in some weird, like, off-the-wall way that he's not normally played. And there's really not a justification for it. There's not really an upside to playing that way. I don't know. I just don't really like that item, which does make me kind of wonder if I should skip this quest one more time, because I don't really like the reward. I don't sign. Whereas with this one, the warrants, I do like this one. This item is legit. The Highwayman Sharpening Sheath, plus 7% crit to melee skills and plus 40% chance to bleed. If we use this ability and this ability, you know, the Open Vein and the Duelist Advance, we can tear some people up with that. That can do some serious damage. Also, down here we've already got the Paralyzer's Crest. The Cultist Incense, or the Cursed Incense here, it says plus 40% debuff skill chance. That's good. The debuff move, or the move skill chance, don't care about that. You're basically getting a 40% debuff skill chance. Plus 15% max HP. Not a fan of that. It's okay. I think in general, like, max HP, I'm just gonna say this flat out. I think max HP is a trap skill, or a trap stat, because people that are tankier don't need the extra health, and this is gonna give them a lot. And people that are not tanky are going to get a smaller percentage, or they're going to get the same percentage of a smaller total, and it just doesn't feel like you're getting much for it. I've never been really sold on percentage increase. If it was flat extra health, then obviously it'd be good on, like, you know, squishier characters. We already have this item. Looks like we're rolling all the Crusader items here. Literally, this is a Crusader item, this is a Crusader item, and that's a Crusader item, 2 of which we already have. I don't really think there's an option here for some, there's not really a thing here I want, except for perhaps this item. The Sharpening Sheath. The only downside is I don't think we can go in there though, because if I go here, I'm forced to bring the 3 characters who I'm trying to save for this mission. That's annoying. I might still go anyway, though. Oh, this is a really good... I wish I could get this, too. Plus 25% damage against humans. That's a pretty solid item, too. Yeah, I think this puts us pretty cleanly into one of 2 camps here, because we're not going to go do a mission to get an item that we already have. Either of these. In the early game, we really want to get some good rolls on some items here. I think it really is this, even though I don't want to do it. Because I'm not impressed by any of the items out here except this one. I mean, 2 of the items... Sorry, bumped my mic there. 2 of the items that I've got here, I've already got between the 2 Crusader items. It's just... I really don't like this signed conscription item. It just doesn't feel that great. I guess we could do some fun little things with it if we made him more of a healer, stress healer, kind of like tanky guy that just sits there and takes damage. He could... I guess you could play him like a Care Bear Protector kind of class, and he's not dealing any damage. He just sits there, stress heals people as well as regular heals people, plays the Protector and gives himself more debuffs while everybody else is throwing damage down. He could be like a support. You could do it. It's just weird. Never thought about that. Never thought to play him that way. Might be an interesting experiment. Sharpening Sheath. I really like this item though. I mean, I think the Sharpening Sheath is insane. Like, it's really good for like the... But again, really, like these kind of items, an important thing to note is any item out here, I can get it normally by... It'll roll out here again at some point. You can't get these items except for through these events. So the question is, am I ever going to want this item? And that's kind of what's been killing me about this, because I'm not that impressed by this item. This Crusader item. It's kind of weird. Let's think about this one last time here. Is there any just an interest in this item? There's not. Is there any interest in this item? Extra debuff skill chance? Cursed Incense. Extra debuff skill chance. What is his chance of debuffing anyway? 110% base here, and then 100%... No. 95% chance here of hitting? Am I understanding that correctly? 95% chance of hitting, but then it has a minus 15 dodge, 100% of base. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah. It's interesting. It's a real conundrum here. The problem with going to this location too is I don't want to bring my level 2 guys with me, and the thing from the stars is here. And I mean, I'm not trying to overhype the thing from the stars. He's not the most insane boss, but he is a legitimate boss. I mean, he's like he's kind of like 70. He's like, actually, he's just a regular boss. He's just a roaming boss. He's harder than the Crocodilian, but he's, you know, a lot more manageable after you beat him. He doesn't have as much of a chance to wipe you, but he does so much stress damage if memory serves. Yeah, because there's a few different... My brain was thinking of another boss as well, but yeah, he does a lot of stress damage. All right, I'm going to stop talking about this. I think I'm just going to make a movement here. It's really down to these 2 items here, and I don't want to do this one, because if I do this one, then these guys get leveled up, and they're forced to not be able to go do this mission, and that would completely go against everything I was trying to do. Is there any argument for sending my people to this location and just taking a turn off and then seeing if we get a better roll here? I could be sold on that. I could be sold in going to the Weald one more time, taking a bad town event, getting a better roll in the courtyard, because I'm just not impressed by this item. I don't like it. We could do that. What do we have? Oh yeah, I already just, yeah. I was gonna say, what do we have in the stagecoach, but we already know. All right. let's go ahead and bring some people in here and go bring some people who I want to level up here really quickly. Maybe this will be a good opportunity to get some extra stress relief, get some extra money. Yeah, let's just bring this crew and go get us some extra money real quick. We're gonna miss out on one more town event, but I am just not impressed by the options we have right now. Oops. Let's return all the items back to my treasure chest here, and pick us a different set of things here. All right, we obviously know where he's gonna wear this. I don't care about move skill chance because he can get to the front immediately, which we've talked about. 8% crit. Yeah, this is gonna be great for him. Stun resist. I'm gonna put stun resist on her. I don't know if anybody noticed this whole time. I was operating under the assumption that this said stun charm plus 20% chance to stun. This said 20% skill or stun resist. I misread the item. I thought this was just a strict upgrade to this one earlier when I put it on my Crusader. Reading the trinket explains the trinket. My good God. All right, we'll go and give her some range. I actually do want to leave this on her though, because stun resist is incredible on characters who need to be able to like be agile. And another thing is of note too is you don't want your characters that have like, we haven't had this happen yet, but if a character has a riposte, like the ability to like counterattack, you don't want them to get stunned because that also blocks that too. So you want to stop that. All right, let's go in here and take some. She has range stuff here. We'll give her her marbles, and we'll also give her, let's say, range skills. I don't think that really matters. It doesn't matter if she's fast either. Just go like this. He has move skills, so maybe we do give him the move skill chance item. I might just not give him anything. Maybe just give him a protection thing. He's gonna dodge most of the time anyway. If he's gonna, like, that's his main stat for doing stuff like that. So he's level 1. I think I can actually level up his stuff. Should probably do it. Should probably do it. Let's get these guys sorted real quick. Put the best guys at the top. Oh, we've already done this. All right, she's got all of hers level all the way up. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. He had a few to level up here, so because he leveled up. All right, let's get him Harvest, and we'll level up Battle Ballad. And the stress removal. I won't upgrade in the other stuff right now because I'm not really worried. He's not really the guy I'm worried about doing damage right now, and I'd like to save as much money as I can when we can. And then I think Maduit is actually leveled up on the things that matter as well. Same way. The things that I'm going to be using. Does she have hers leveled up? She does. And then how about this dude? He hasn't leveled up yet. However, it is worth looking at these characters because she should be able to level up her damage. Yeah. These characters have leveled up, so we can level up there. All right, now we can go on in. I think we're ready. It's gonna earn us some money, make some real money too, because we're gonna bring our friend an Aquarian with us too. Make sure we click the right location. We're gonna go here. Now, a thing you'll note here is this thing from the stars. If I recall correctly, I think he has like resistance to certain kind of things. I think like once he gets past this, he's like stages, right? Like a Dark Souls boss, or like when he gets below a certain amount of health, I think he actually gets, you know, resistances. Except when it doesn't, just like magic. Except when it doesn't, just like magic. You're gonna have to contextualize what you say because there's a bit of a delay here, buddy. So if you say something and I might not know what you mean. So except when he doesn't, just like magic. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about in this case. Sorry. It might have been delayed. Reading the ability explains the ability. Yep, that's where you are in this conversation, yep. I might actually take... Do I keep Contra's rabies? This is so wild. I kind of want to keep her rabies around because she's dealing 15% extra damage, but it's also super annoying. Let me get rid of that before we go anywhere. I'll get rid of her rabies. Alright, let's get on into a mission here. We said I was going to go to this one. I think I'm going to go in here so I can get this cursed incense. I don't think it's an incredible item, but I think, you know, there are going to be... We'll use it. You know, at some point I'll bring my guy and make sure that he has no chance of missing his because this item here, you know, plus 40% debuff skill chance, it's going to make this occultist's weakening curse and vulnerability hexes never miss. They're just going to hit always, which is, I mean, you want those abilities to hit when you use them. I mean, that's why we break it. All right, let's go on in there. And like last time we learned, we're going to bring some shovels, so I'm going to bring 4 of them. And then bring some medicinal herbs. I don't know if we need that many of them. Bring a few bandages. I think I might have brought 1 holy water to see if there's any use for it. I certainly bring some torches here. This is a medium level quest. We need 12 of them, which probably means we need to bring a few more keys, maybe 1 more shovel. Food here. I usually bring about 12 for a longer mission like this. Brought our torches. We've got any anti-venom? I don't know. I think the anti-venom is good because we've got the little mushroom guys that shoot and like blight you and they bleed you, so it's probably worth it. It's probably good as it sits, kind of already. This will give us some chance to kind of level some characters up who sorely need the attention right now because our other guys are getting most of our love right now. The wheel. The wheel is full of long, winding paths. Bring plenty of torches.
I knew all these paths once. Now they are as twisted as my own ambitions.
Kind of nice scout at the start of it. Oh, look at this place. It's quite a long mission. We got to go explore 90% of rooms. We have no choice. We have to go up first because this is the path that's going to... Oh, this is great. Now we get the chance to see my theory earlier, whether or not the bandage does affect this. Oh, I want to use the antiquarian, though. Remember? Use the antiquarian. Hey, it did work. It was the bandage. We got some...
The stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Sweet. All right, these guys are not a big threat if you kill them fast. If you don't, then they're a pain in the butt. So we're going to try to take these guys out as fast as possible because...
Be gone, fiend.
They make multiple copies of themselves. All right, maybe we'll get lucky and bleed him. We did. He's just going to die anyways. All right.
Slowly, gently.
What did we get? Anything?
This is how a life
Nothing.
is taken.
I'm kind of curious as to why this ability, minus 10 stress plus 10 stress on himself, he took away 10 from him and then gained 13. Well, I don't know why. I truly don't. If you see why that is, you'll have to help me, but I don't see why.
The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
All right, go to this little one over here. Some maggots. Oh, surprise. See, this is not that big a deal because this comp can move really far. These guys move extremely far. She's got lunge.
Another one falls.
This is not the comp you try that on. They do not care about where they're located in the group. Resistance. Nice dodge. Nice dodge. All right, let's go ahead and just try to kill this guy off before he gets a chance to attack.
Destroy them all.
Removing his stress while we have some downtime. As a bard does, right? Take him out. Yeah, that should be enough, more than enough bleed to have him bleed out, yep. Oh, well.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
Sorry, Antiquarian giving us one unique or one antique here. That's fantastic. Remember to select her and make sure she's the main selection for any interaction with curios. We got a coffin back here that looks like Rabid Rush. Nice dodge. These marbles, man. Plus 10 dodge. All right, let's give everybody a chance to dodge. It's going to be a longer fight, right? 4 people. Give everybody a battle ballad. Everybody's getting buffed. They're all faster. They got higher crit, higher chances to hit, all kinds of stuff here. All right, so we will use Pick to the Face on this guy because Pick to the Face has armor piercing, which means it deals its full damage and ignores protection entirely. And I'll try to take out the back line here with some bleed here. Now they have 0 bleed resist, so they can keep stacking that. She's gonna take some damage if he rends the mark here. Brutal. We don't like to see that. Rend the marks. A lot of damage. Alright, so we'll go ahead and finish these two guys in the back off. Or I guess I could just kill the guy that's rending the marked. Just end him. Yeah, he's dead. Alright. Down to one. Alright.
A devastating blow.
Alright. This guy should be dead too. Cool. We got two of them down now. Let's take out the dog here.
Their formation is broken.
Okay.
Maintain the offensive.
So everybody's down but this one in the back who has very little in the way of actual damage skills. Escape Cloud hits you with like annoying debuffs and stuff. Alright, it's fine.
Death by inches.
We're okay with this. It's alright. It's alright. Alright, take him out.
Press this advantage.
Nice crit.
Give them no quarter.
That's a heck of a... Look at that. Look at that. That's so much money. Alright, so now we're going to have the antiquarian search this thing. Again, we've never opened this thing. There's a lot of ways this could go. Let's use a shovel. Nothing. But now we know. Let's try bandages. Doesn't really make any sense, but we gave it a shot. I'm going to use the skeleton key, maybe, just to see if it does anything. Nothing. So now we know to never do that again. Anti-venom. Nothing. Torch. Nothing. Alright, so this thing doesn't have any actual real interactions. I guess it could be medicinal herbs. Nothing. So we know that this thing will never be anything like that again, but we will open it just normally. Looks like there's stuff in it by itself. Oh, she got the Wheeled Adventure. Plus minus 20% stress in the Wheeled. I mean, that's relevant now. I don't know if I can care long term, but sure. Now you might think you see that, you're like, man, you just wasted all those items. No, again, it's really just investing in understanding in the future, right? Because in the next mission, we'll never have to think about what that thing requires to interact with it again. It'll just be a thing we already know. The only downside is in this short mission that we're in, or longer mission, whatever you want to say, running out of resources right now, it does matter. All right, we were out of, like for example this, we're out of bandages. So here, this is just, look, see what's on it normally. Oh. Minor antique. Antiquarian is real, man. Antiquarian is the way. One of my favorites. All right. Worth going to. It's a treasure room. Oh yeah, this is great. We need the extra food here. So we already know if you use medicinal herbs on this, it'll give us a bunch of food. And we found an antique on it.
Waiting to be spent.
Of course we did. But the extra food is big. Oh look, trap. So this guy has a 40% chance to do it. Ideally, we would be able to use this. Let's do it on this guy, because he has a higher chance of like triggering it, sure, but he has 8 stress. That's okay. It's not that big of a deal. It's only 8. It's only 15 stress.
With a singular purpose.
We can fight it off. All right. Got to use for our keys now, or use for our key now. All right. Do as much to these guys in the back as we can. Nice crit.
Executed.
We like it. Right. I'm not really worried about a battle ballad here. I'm just trying to do as much damage as I can to their group as I can right now. I think since we got to attack first, hitting them all for a lot right away, get us out of here as quick as possible might be good. See, pushing her to the back doesn't bother me in the slightest, because she's just going to lunge forward. Oh, he dodged. We are having some good luck in this fight. It's going well. Groping swipe. Okay, 3 damage. Going for it again. You can see how little damage these guys deal whenever they don't have Rend the Mark to just put them over the top. See, all these guys are just going to die from... They're going to bleed out anyway. I'm going to start removing stress from people while we have some time. Down.
Slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Now, he has blight resist, so it might not work. That's okay. I'm just trying to deal as maximum amount of damage as I could to him, because I'm trying to set them all up to bleed out.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Yes, it is. All right, what do you got? Groping swipe. 3? He dodged, too. Okay. He dodged, too.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
That's a lot of random items. We like it. All right, so from here, obviously, we have our antiquarian do the heavy lifting here. Got some good stuff here. We're gonna take this over the citrine. We're gonna take this over that. And I guess after that, food-wise, we don't have any more food, so we gotta pay attention to this. We only have 8, so we can't be tossing that. We've got money. We will obviously keep these. The sigil. I do want to keep the sigils, even though there's only 4 of those currently. I don't really care about the rest of these. It is early enough in the mission that taking citrines and jades is actually not a joke. So it might. You could make the argument that getting rid of this anti-venom and taking this might be worth it, and I'll go ahead and hedge that bet. Because if we can get multiple stacks of the little jade, they do add up. Hopefully we get another carcass like that later that we can use the medicinal herbs on. It's a boon of extra. Oh look, we got a random enemy that just spawned in this hallway. Ectoplasm. Okay. Remember, we do have a chance of running into the thing from the stars here.
Executed with impunity.
Okay. Okay. That's a nice way to start a fight off, because then we have enough time for everybody to lower their stress, kind of chill out, because he's not going to do anything crazy.
Back to the pit.
I think we fought those guys here last time. Random hunger check. That's sometimes you just get a bad roll like that. We're barely through the start of the mission. We've already got 2 random hunger checks. See, sometimes that can be real brutal early, because it's like, well, what can we do?
Purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
That makes it almost impossible to justify using a fire and actually setting a fire, like to kind of relax, because I might not be able to do it, because then I won't actually have anything for another random hunger check. These altars, I believe, are also the same as any other altar. Use a holy water on them. Yeah, I'm gonna use it on him, I guess. I don't know. Yep, it did what I thought. Give him a... So it gave him a new random, a new random positive quirk, Faded. Not a big fan of Faded. I think that's terrible. Okay, so this is a lockable chest here. Okay. Man, we're out of these already, aren't we? Already out of keys here. Oh, we got a key back out of it.
With loot are often low on supplies.
We got some food too out of it. That was a good find there. All right, he disarmed this one. Good for him. All right, cool. Make sure we select our antiquarian and get that fire up. Another one of these rooms with the coffin in the back. This time we don't have to waste a bunch of things on it, though. 15 stress, sure. Another stressor. See, you run into a few of these at the beginning of the mission, it doesn't really matter. It's when you start seeing them over and over and over again that it can be a problem. A few of these aren't a problem, though. All right, let's see if we can't just all gang up and kill this guy before he gets a chance to attack. What do you think?
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Taking out an enemy before he even gets to attack the first round always feels pretty good. All right, let's bring his stress down. You might think, why are you doing that so early? It's not, stress isn't really a problem right now. Why waste your time doing that when you could have said just kill your opponents? But, oh wow, okay. My argument is more one of like,
well struck.
I'm trying to keep them all at a low, meaningfully low, like below 25% level, because at any moment during this entire mission, we could run into the thing from the stars. And the thing from the stars deals stress damage and just is a pain on the stress is not a joke. So you want to take care of that before you run into it, because once you're in the fight, it's like, well, there's nothing you can do. You do what you got with what you can, or I guess do what you can with what you got. I'll figure the phrase out in some way at some point. So just bringing people's stress down now, we're gonna be happy we did it later. Yep. Not worried about that. I'm trying to fight the stress right now. Nice dodge. You need to do that. She's sore compared to everybody else on the team. These guys are just gonna die anyway, right? Yeah, they are. So I'll pick to the face this guy. Just try to take care of the only guy on their team that can actually hurt us this round. All right. How do you take care of this guy? Nice crit. Okay. Critting doesn't really do as much on an ability whose entire purpose it is to like apply debuffs and stuff, but sure. All right, we'll go ahead and heal her. Maybe we'll get lucky and he won't bleed himself. He did. It is what it is. All right. There's our citrine that came back I talked about.
Remind yourself
And the
that
emerald.
overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
See, this is where I talked about how it's worthwhile probably taking a citrine earlier, because then you can get stacks of them. See, I'm not going to take... I'm not gonna so you could, this is something I do sometimes, if you're paying close attention to, to your inventory, you can actually sneakily, while your inventory, like your chest winnings, I guess victory, winnings are here. If you're in a room like this, I can actually use my firewood right now before I close out of this, and then immediately put that in my inventory before the menu goes away. I'm not going to do that because I don't really care about that, but I guess I'll take the citrines because it's worth more than the jades, and there's more of these citrines in the game than jades, I think, from what I've seen. Let's go ahead and get in this. More treasures.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles, paid for in blood.
That was a nice find. Those stacked cleanly in our inventory. Hunger. That's 3 random hunger checks. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you just get unlucky.
Nature herself,
What can I
a
do?
victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
Now, the one upside about that is, though, this location has a much higher chance of finding food. So that we're not out of the woods here. I mean, literally, we're not out of the woods. We're in the woods. But we're also not out of the woods in the sense that, we've got a lot of stress. We've still got a lot of things we got to deal with. But we also are not out of the game in the sense that we could find more food by using this medicinal herbs on a body. If we find another one of those, we should be okay. Just blowing through all of these shovels within 3 seconds. This is a heck of a run here. We're speed running bad rolls. We don't have space for that. I can't justify taking this. I'm not getting rid of the medicinal herbs we need for food. I could see doing this. You might wonder why I did that over the onyx. The answer to that is the onyx has a higher chance of rolling stacks than the other. I'm just out of food. This is tough. Okay. Alright, so we'll have you just... Wow, you're still attacking him even if he's in the far back. That's kind of wild. And rabies, huh? We're getting brutalized here, man. Okay, is it worth it to give everybody dodge? I don't even know if it is.
A time to perform beyond one's limits.
Get him into the back line right now. And that's kind of opposite of what I kind of suggested earlier, where I was talking about using that ability. Don't use it so aggressively, but I need to right now because I need him to get in the back right now. Alright, he has no real ability to heal. In his current build, I didn't pick an item that, or pick a ability that did that, which kind of sucks here. Nice. She didn't get to kill him, that's okay. Dude. He needs some help. He's bleeding again. Oh, that's bad. We'll remove some stress here. He's pretty low. I don't have a healer. That's tough. That's tough. The problem is we got some pretty bad rolls. As I say that, we got some pretty bad rolls on... Okay, we got some pretty bad rolls on the early item, stuff that we found. It just...
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Yeesh. We're taking money over that. Alright, what do we find here? This is a shovel thing here. Make sure we switch to her. Wow. Yeah. Well, I don't know what to do here. I mean, this is better than the citrines. We're out of, like, I need more torches. If we beat this mission, it's going to be very by the skin of our teeth. This is going to be very lucky. I need a lot of things to go right for us. How much do I care about the crests over, like, a key, say? I can't just... Okay, see, I need all three of these items. We're never going to get to use the firewood. I think I'm just going to get rid of it. I need the torch for what that's worth. Do I drop the citrines? Well, yeah, I'm doing that. What am I talking about? All right. We might have to run. It happens sometimes, you know. You can't. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you this right now. This level's mocking us. This is a very special altar thing that you only interact with when you're doing real well on that mission. This brings you to a boss. You have to use a torch on it, I think. It's like some kind of a shambler or something like that. If you have the gumption, the gall to go after him, it's a great enemy to go after early because he can drop some of the best items in the game, but he's also not a joke. He's one of the hardest enemies in the game at no matter what level you're at. But we can't justify that. We did get lucky, though. We did get lucky. Look at this. We got some food. Unfortunately, our... Only 4 food, man. Tough. Tough. Another shovel. We've used 5 shovels already. And we're out of torches. And we still got 4 more rooms to go through. I think we could be okay as long as we don't get hit by another random hunger thing. You gotta also remember this, we haven't really talked about this too much, but this guy up front, the flagellant, you know, things look really dire with him right now, but the truth is, like, he's kind of, that's his thing. He likes to be on death's door. Now, he doesn't have all his items that make him love it right now, but, you know, but he does deal more and perform better on death's door. I can't do anything with this. I think this requires, like, a, Oh, I got lucky. I just searched
Wealth
it.
beyond measure. Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Yep, that was planned, folks. I meant that. Yeah, that's what happens when the light levels are low. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is I'm just gonna get hit. Oh, he can't even target himself with the reclaim. Oh dear. I didn't realize that. I thought he could target himself with that. That's huge. In a bad way. I was thinking he could target himself with that, but I guess he can't. We needed that. We needed that. Okay, great. We're just done with this mission. Fantastic. Oh, he can't be blighted. But he could be bled, and he was bleeding already, so we're good there. Fantastic. That worked out well for us.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
The question is, do I use two food on him now? And the answer, I think, is most assuredly yes. Okay. These guys don't do a lot of damage. So that's not a bad thing here.
Decimated.
Fantastic. All right, here we will go ahead and just try to take out a frontliner quickly. We are getting some lucky hits. We need this. Yes, okay. Battle ballad. Let's lock in.
A brilliant confluence of skill.
Leave him alone.
and purpose.
I don't care. Okay, 1 damage is no big deal. I don't care about that. We'll go ahead and blight this guy. We can't blight this guy. Well, you can, but it's just not very effective. Oh, he's making an extra copy of himself. This is cytokinesis. We talked about this. They make copies of themselves. You have to deal with them quick. All right, it should bleed him, though. It did not. Okay, dang. All right, okay. Anybody that can hit that guy will make it okay. I'm gonna go be greedy and try to take out the guy that's stressing people out, though. Man, we need a little luck here. We need a little luck. That's fine. Don't care about that. That's fine too. Don't care about that. He didn't cytokinesis. We were in a good spot. All right, take him out. And then we should be able to hit him in the back with some Rain of Sorrows here. He's going to die anyways because he's already got enough Bleed and Blight stack, so he's taken care of. Let's go ahead and get rid of some stress here. All right. Sure, I guess this won't really matter because the battle's over, but... So she...
and improvement.
What we get? These are all good items. Switch here. We're really digging in, trying to get this. All right, let's see what we got here. We're out of treasure chests or out of keys now.
Some reward for a task well performed.
We got a lot of stuff, guys. We just gotta finish. We've got probably one more room to go through. Just this last room. If we can get to this without running into... This is our last food. We gotta... No thing from the stars. No thing from the stars.
Indeed stalk these shadows, but yonder, a glint of gold.
No thing from the stars. No thing from the stars. I think we got it. I think we got it. I think we got it. I think this is the last room we had to go to. We made it. Okay. We are certainly leaving. He's too close. Look at his health. He's too close to death's door, and I have no means for getting him out. Oh! Guys, I'm blind. I have another 12 stack of food. It's amazing how a little food will change my tune. We're going on. Having that amount of food is going to make it so I might actually want to fight against the thing from the stars. Let's go. It's crazy how quickly that turned my tune around, huh?
The darkness holds much worse
Man.
than mere trickery.
Look at that game
Boogeymen.
trying to make it so I have to fight the sham. Oh, well. Can't do anything here. We're leaving. This is so unfun, unfair. I don't have any torches left to go against the Shambler. Although I don't think I should go to the... Well, actually, I would be okay against the Shambler here. I would actually be pretty okay against the Shambler. See, this says, the sacrifice of fire is the gate to ruin. Please, place a torch if you crave the void. I'd love to, I just don't have a torch. I guess I could push through this.
Without tools of iron, you must rely on flesh and indefatigable purpose.
It's so annoying that I did not realize I had more food than I thought. I was really surprised earlier because I was like, I thought we got like 10 from that one corpse, and I was like, how did we run out? But yeah, it's just a darn shame. I didn't realize that I wouldn't have thrown away that camping, log. Okay. All right. A little bit of extra here at the end. I'll take it. Hunger check. We ain't got the food for it. Extra stress, tearing us apart in the final hours, just to troll us a little bit at the end. I'm gonna go in. I don't care. And nothing. Okay. Let's get. There were 2 Shambler's altars for this mission. That sucks, man. That really sucks. Because I want to go do the Shambler's altars when I can, when they pop up. They're a special thing to do.
Every cleared path and charted route reduces the isolation of our troubled estate.
Those Shambler's altars really do help, because if you go do them, you can get these items. I think they're like ancestral items. And those items can be very powerful as the game goes on. I mean, you can get them late game anyways, but if you can get some of them early on, they are some powerful early items to get a hold of. They're better than like the very rare items. They're super rare. Faithless, we like Faithless, will not prey or flagellate, flagellate in town. Hard skin, protection. We don't really like that on him. See, getting percentage protection is not great on a character whose entire thing is trying to dodge, right? We don't care about that. So that's what we hope re-rolls eventually. All right, Madua, what do you get here? Misses the spot, minus crit. Okay, I don't like having lowered crit in general, but 2% is a very small amount. This is an ability I don't really care too much about. It doesn't irk me like some do.
A fresh irritant to some. A sanguine memory to me.
All right, now I am about done seeing that event, so we've seen it far too many times already. I want to get in there and I want to take him out. Oh, for sure. This is an item I saw earlier I like, right? Plus 50% extra damage against Blighted and plus 8% crit against Blighted, plus 4 dodge, plus 10 or plus 4 speed, plus 4 dodge, all on the Antiquarian. This is way better than the other item we were seeing before. Way better. What other things are there that are out here? Downmaster item. This is a weird item. Plus 12 dodge, minus 15% damage. Nope, that's a very weird item to me. Another Crusader item. I'm just curious to see what's out here. Book of Holiness, minus 20% stress. That's okay. This has use. We talked about this one before. The boots. Not a big fan of that. Unmaster item. Actually, like none of these. Oh, this item I like a lot though. Any of the items that give you plus 25% damage versus Unholy, versus Beast, versus Eldritch, those items are fantastic rare items. Slippery boots, plus 4 dodge, minus, yeah, I don't care about that. We're gonna go for this. I just need to see who I'm gonna bring with us. We are gonna go beat the Crocodilian. This is the Crocodilian. We're gonna do it. Yeah, look at this. 34,000. You probably can't see that because my screen, my camera's blocking it. I got exactly 34,000 gold, which is kind of funny. You might be able to see it on another screen. I don't know. Is there a way of seeing it elsewise? Maybe I click this. Nah, it's just at the bottom of the screen. But I got exactly 34,000. So it's funny how it rounded out perfectly. Yeah, we need to get in there and bring a few level 2s here. Sort by level, we got 4 guys that are exactly level 4. Now, this squad is not like a squad that I would think of when I'm thinking of going to defeat the Crocodilian. The upside to the squad is that as much as she can't really like deal damage to the thing, but she can certainly give us perpetual dodging while Ramey is perpetually healing, while these two are, while he tanks and he just deals as much possible damage as he can, constantly shooting with tracking shot, because he's got pistol shot, which can hit anywhere, and he's got open vein, which will bleed him if he gets too close. He's also got duelist advance, which for what it's worth can move him, because the Crocodilian can move you, and so does this guy. He can move up front if he needs to as well. So between them, I actually think we have a pretty solid team. I don't have any good bleeders, right? There's nothing like that in the squad, which does suck a bit. I mean, he can bleed. He can bleed some people here. Actually, debuff target, minus 23% bleed resist. If he can get a few of those attacks off in a row, it might actually be worth it. Might be a pretty big deal, actually. But otherwise, I'm not, like, there's nobody that I have that I'm super, I mean, I would like to bring Sinless, or whatever his name is. Sinless? That's funny. His name is Sinless. But I'm not super excited about him. It's just kind of fine. Plus, extra healers, like, you know, at some point you got to do damage. Like, having a guy that heals and tanks is great, but I need some people that just deal some damage. And Reynold is going to tank for us while the healer is going to heal everybody, while Maduit's going to help us dodge. You know, stress could be a problem if the fight went on theoretically forever, but that's not the goal. The goal is to get in there and kill him and get out of this mission, because he's the only thing we have to deal with. Let's see what we got here. Abomination only item, uncommon, plus 20% skill chance, plus 20% blight chance. That's a solid item. I mean, if I had an abomination, I would buy that immediately. High limit item, plus 10% to range damage skills, minus 20% stun resist. That's not good, but it is good for rate. Like, you know, if I was just trying to deal as much damage, I don't think the Crocodilian can stun you. Might actually be worth picking up here. Reduce the cost of trinkets a little bit further if I wanted to. I could. Might actually take Sinless and get rid of his rabies real quick. He's not coming with us. Is there anybody I want to start locking in quirks for, though? Because I'm going to start doing this soon. Start considering it, I mean. She has Luminous. We already locked that in. We talked about the Yips, Hot to Trot. See, the way I like to look at it a lot of times is if I have a character like this, I'm like, okay, well, I'd rather put a lot of effort into one character and start building up one character and then get rid of excess other characters and build around and it just slowly, what do you want to call it, develop one character at a time instead of developing like 5 or 6 different ones at a time, because then I understand like the mindset is, you know, you hedge your bets, you know, you cut your losses. If, you know, you invest in 5 characters, one of them might die. But my mindset is like, I'd rather just invest in one of them and then hide them until I'm really ready to go, and then I've got 2 or 3 a strong roster who I can rotate in to just dominate one mission and know for sure that they're a lock-in. All right, let's go ahead and think about like what we would put on her if we brought her. So she's gonna wear these 2 items, I guess. Dismiss would not have anything really to wear, which would then further incentivize me to buy this item, which I'm probably going to then. Okay, let's go ahead and decrease the price of trinkets a little further, and we'll go ahead and buy this, and so we get to save ourselves a little bit more money here. Plus 10% dodge if your HP is above 75%, minus 75% dodge if your health is below 50%. This item is really good if you're against regular enemies, but it's terrible against a boss because it's gonna feel good early if you get a few good rolls. But then if you get below 50, it snowballs and it's just unrecoverable. Let's buy that. Put that on Dismas here real quick. Oh, wait a second. Dismas also has +5 accuracy to range skills. Do I want to... Oh, wait, we have 2 of those items, don't we? Or do we not? Did we lose an item that I'm forgetting? Let me unequip all trinkets real quick. No, we just never unequipped it. Okay. All right, let's look at this dude. I'm going to cheat. I say I'm going to cheat. I looked him up earlier. I should already know this. I just forgot. The Crocodilian Darkest Dungeon. I just want to know what his stun resist is. 50%. Okay, that's what I was figuring. Something like, reasonable in the early levels. Okay. So we can stun him. So I'm going to bring the paralysis stuff. We're going to try to paralyze the sucker. We're not trying to melee crit on this thing. We're just trying to stun him. So we're going to put some stun stuff on him to try to guarantee we hit a stun on him. What is stun chance on this ability? Wait a second, actually, hold on. I might be able to level these abilities up a second time. No, it's at level 3, I think. They are level 2, though. Can they level up their... Nope. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. It's every 2, I think, after a certain point. That's okay. Actually, though, are any of these other characters... No, they're all leveled up as high as they can. You can tell I'm very, very much so trying to prepare for this. I want to make sure I don't get caught off guard by this guy. Yeah, she's alright. She's got what we need here. That's kind of a weird thing to have against him, but there's not a better choice, so. Not doing Wicked Slice here. We have no real way to mark targets. Which abilities does he have logged in right now? Yeah, we don't need Grape Shot against this enemy, so that makes sense. Defense ability. We're not going to be healing or stress healing against this guy. That we need him to be hitting. Although, we do need to give him something to do if he has nothing to do. So we'll probably get rid of Smite and give him something like heal and stress relief. Which seems a little weird, but this character is going to be either hitting him in the front 2 rows, or he needs to be, we can't afford him to miss a whole round and be doing nothing. So having him just take a little bit of heal, a little bit of stress, and help people on the team, not useless. Not useless. He's just a stun bot who needs to reposition and occasionally tank. Just look at his abilities. We have Bulwark of Faith, which makes him protect himself for 22% protection, and then he makes enemies want to target him. But then he also stuns, he also repositions to get back up at the front line if he needs to, and then he can heal and de-stress people as a secondary off-healer tank kind of character and kind of pull a little pressure off of Romay. I think that's fine. And Dismiss can be our primary damage dealer, and we can lean really heavy on him as a damage dealer. I think that's going to be fine. And putting an extra item on him that makes him deal more damage will help with that too. He's not doing melee things, not really. I do have Duelist Advance on him, right? Yeah, okay, so we're good there. I think I want to lean into the range skills, yeah, because we have all this extra damage against range. Yeah, I want that. She's already got... that's right, I removed everything from everybody. Chalice, just because he's got his stuff, and now she needs to wear her marbles, and she needs probably something that's like plus 50% move skill chance. This is an interesting one because she's going to be in the back, and he's never going to use... No, he can use move skills against her. Because in our first fight, if we go back and watch that first video, I think he was grabbing people or like raking people that were in the far back and pulling them up. Because our first time we went against him, I think we had 2 Vestals. And I think he was pulling people to the front. So that might actually, ironically, be a pretty good item on her for this. Move resist, which is funny. Okay, I mean, it's not a great item in general, but I mean, it's the best we got right now. All right. Okay. I think this is about as best as we're gonna get. We're gonna go fight this crocodilian. Let's get in there. Let's do this. Just looking at the items we have at our disposal here. Actually, before I do that, I need to see who we have down here. Oh, look at that! Dud Hitter's terrible. Scientific is... Scientific's fine, but it's not my favorite. You know, this just makes it so that these characters can't be healed by explicitly this character, right? Divine Grace, Divine Comfort. So because that character is scientific, she doesn't... Oops, wrong character. She's scientific, she doesn't get healed by those abilities. Well, she's not religious. Scouting the Warrens, scouting the Warrens. Look at this, plus 5% scouting the Warrens, plus 10% scouting the Warrens. She really likes going to the Warrens. Yeah, we should probably take her because we don't have anybody with a per classification. Twilight Dreamer. We saw this before, but this is a pretty rare thing. Occasionally you'll get a character who gets one of these unique... this is a one person per roster ability. He just ignores all stealth. You might think that's insane and really good. Honestly, I found that I am just not impressed by Twilight Dreamer. I mean, usually you probably need one person on your team that can deal with stealth characters, if then. I don't really care about that ability. Yeah, I don't care about this character. Why am I even looking at this guy? It's like we need another highwayman. This would be the third one we'd had on our roster at some point. I think we're just going to take the Hellion here.
Barbaric rage and unrelenting savagery make for a powerful ally.
I think they probably could have given her a better intro than that. I like her character a lot, but... Let's see what she's got, blue and purple or something like that. I like... Oh yeah, that looks really good. Wait, what other splashes does she have? That's like the classic one. That one's fine. That one's fine. I like this one though. I just like the blue on white. The contrast looks real pretty. Kind of reminds me of Skyrim, honestly. All right. We'll talk about what this character does later, but she's very strange. Very strange. She does a lot of damage to enemies in the far back, and like with like her pole attack. Like it's a very interesting character. Very good against bosses, honestly. Did we look in here? We did. We already bought that. I think we're ready to go. I don't think there's a lot left we can do here. The only thing left, if we wanted to do anything at all, would be start locking in quirks or something. I do want to check the bank here and see, like, I say check the bank. I want to see, like, the buildings and see how much the bank costs us. I would like to get that at some point, but I want to see, like, if it's feasible to save for it. Is it, like, 50,000 gold to build it? Where's it at? 15,000. Oh, it's the portraits that's the limiting factor here. I think that's the first one we're going to try to save for that. We already have the money to build it, so I can buy whatever, but really saving the money is not a bad idea. The nice part about saving some money early and kind of building up a little bit of a purse of money, whatever you want to say, like a storage of money, is if you do build this, then from then on, if you hold your money above a certain amount, you're just gaining interest on it, then you can kind of like just live off that interest, as it were. All right, I think I'm ready to go. Ready to fight a crocodilian? All right, let's do it. I want to get this antiquarian item, so I'm ready for it. All right. Oh, I haven't even put the team together, have I? So it's this. Oh, it's just the top four, isn't it? Oh, that's simple enough. Very weird going in and fighting him with an antiquarian. I would have never thought I was going to bring an antiquarian to fight against him because that's not her role. But being able to constantly spam dodge is not trivial. I think it'll be really strong. These two are going to be able to... Yeah, I think we'll be okay. Of course, her taking more damage from beast is, extra stress, extra stress versus beast. That's terrifying me. But we got to do what we got to do. Let's go in. Worst that could happen is we get wiped. Let's do it. All right. Wait a second. Why do we get 3 pitch-soaked torch? Do we get 3 no matter what? I thought we already started this mission and then stopped it. What? I don't know. I don't even know what I'm bringing here. I'm gonna bring some bleed protection here. Maybe some medicinal herbs. I don't know. I don't think there's a lot of other things I want here. I might even bring some holy water to give me some resistances. I don't know. I don't need that many. The food is unnecessary because we're not going to be there that long. I think this is all I need. Because this isn't actually like a full mission. This is just us going up against the crocodilian, and we should finish after that, right? I think that's right. Like, we should just continue off from where we were. It's not, the mission isn't like restarted.
The courtyard and gardens surrounding the manor were once a point of pride for the diligent custodians I employed. Great banquets and lavish social affairs were hosted here under the stars. Despite the expectation of propriety normally ascribed to those in our position, we mocked the stoic melancholy of the moss-covered fountains and cherubic statues, our salacious trysts half hidden in the hedgerows, our morality slipping ever deeper into the mud.
I love the exposition. I had to remain quiet during that. I just saw that somebody chatted in I almost said Teams, then I almost said Discord. My God. Over in Twitch. I need to get better at paying attention to this. I'm sincerely sorry if you're still in the chat and I didn't notice that you've been there for a little bit. Not the real cartoons. New to the game. Any tips on surviving larger dungeons? I only have level 1 people. Yeah, I mean, I would say, like, if you're trying to survive the larger dungeons, you can, how do I want to say this? You can essentially like choose which dungeons you go to based upon your level. Like a general rule of thumb for me, I use this. I try to stay out of like medium and large dungeons unless I have my guys at a higher level of that tier. So like level 0 and level 1, right? Like if I'm not going to go into a large dungeon or a long one, if all my guys are level 0. If all my guys are level 1, I'm more likely to go in there. So I try to keep like the highest level guys of that tier ready for those kind of missions. That's why I try to level all my guys up kind of symmetrically to some degree, and I try not to have all these weird kind of grow them all kind of similarly, as it were, instead of just having one big guy, like 2 or 3 guys that are like level 3, one guy that's level 1, one guy that's level 0. I don't like to do that. That way I kind of have some options, and I like to grow my roster, wide and slowly up, as opposed to like a few guys really tall and then just do whatever I feel like doing. But as far as like, tips on surviving larger dungeons, the main thing I would say is make sure you bring in, probably 16 torches if the dungeon is large, right? If you're in a large dungeon, I would say bring 16 torches. Essentially what I do is whatever I bring into a small dungeon, I double it. Not for everything, but for a few provisions. Food, torches. And then maybe like shovels. You don't want to be caught off guard without enough shovels. And if you really, really don't feel comfortable, you don't want to go in super, blind, and you really don't know what to do, there are resources you can find online. There's an app that some people have recommended. I try to not, recommend that immediately because I don't want to see people use that as a crutch. But there's an app called Darkest Companion. You can Google it, and it'll recommend. It'll tell you if you like, it'll tell you what combination. If you're like, okay, I'm going to the Cove, and it's a medium mission. What should I bring? It'll tell you. And maybe you use it for the first time, then after that you try to go without it, whatever. But it's a pretty solid resource too if you're looking for some help. So hopefully you're still in the chat and you heard me say that. And if you weren't, I'm sorry. Of course you wouldn't be here for me to say sorry to either. Try to remember to look at that chat. I just sometimes miss it.
Soaked and sinking, these stone terraces and sprawling gardens were the site of long-forgotten revelry and well-remembered regret.
This mission doesn't work the way I thought it did. I thought this mission worked like you could leave whenever you wanted. Maybe that's just after the first mission. Well, I wish I brought more stuff now.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
I really thought this mission allowed you to leave and come back. I mean, it does. I know it does. It's just that this time... he's gonna resist the stuns because this guy is got a high base resist.
A faint hope blossoms.
Okay. We should still be able to beat this.
Another one.
It's just not gonna be pretty.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
I'm glad I brought a few extra things in case. That's the high we would have burned. Man, this sucks. I did not realize that I was gonna have to replay this entire thing because of this. I bled him, but not enough. It's annoying. The annoying part here is that this guy's set up to stun people nonstop, and there's a lot of guys here that don't like being stunned. And I've got a team built around, not necessarily stunning, but like support abilities, and these guys are, I was not prepared for this. And now I have a blight guy here. Dang, man. I got punished a bit. I know for a fact that future versions of this mission, or future visits to the courtyard, do not, like, punish you for leaving. You're allowed to leave and come back. So that's unfortunate that this one does work that way. I didn't expect that. Okay, so this is a good opportunity to learn about something new here. The Crimson Curse. One of your heroes has the Crimson Curse. This curse is not like other diseases in the game. It can only be cured normally, or it can't be cured normally in the sanitarium like you would with any other disease. The only way to keep it at bay is with the blood, and there may be other ways to cure it. So we need to find vials of blood, because this character is going to need to drink blood to survive now. She's basically like a vampire, but not quite. Alright. Alright, let's finish off this guy, or like put more blight stacks on him because he's already weak to it. Try to take out character who hasn't attacked yet.
The enemy crumbles.
And then we'll start stacking heals on people. This should do a lot of healing. 8. You can see that this item, the Sacred Scroll, kicking in now.
Death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
We can stun you, I know that. Little mosquito. So these characters that, these Crimson, curse characters have the ability to infect your characters with a Crimson Curse, which is the namesake of the location, the Crimson Courtyard. It's annoying. It can be really tough to deal with, especially if your squad gets a lot of it early, because
continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Unlike a normal disease, like, you can't just say, okay, I just won't play the character. I'll leave the character back at home. They get thirsty at home too.
Gently.
There's our blood.
Our life is taken.
So we'll take all of this, and then later she'll be thirsty for it. But you can't just ignore it the way you would in a lot of other things.
The maddening whine of multitudinous wings abates. Let us hope that is the end of things.
The nice part is we actually know where the locations of everything are, because this is the same map as before. See, that's why I was surprised, because I know the courtyard has the same layout every time you go to it. I don't think I brought any shovels, did I? I did not this time. Oh well, you still found stuff there anyway. Extra food is fine. See, we know that the pot works with the shovel. I already knew that. If I had known this mission was going to restart us, I would have played this slightly differently, but that's okay. Because it's not that far to get to the crocodilian. We just got to defeat the thronging, or what's the word? The thronging hives. Pay attention to the ground here too, because traps at this location I've found are way harder to see than any other map in the game. She got the Crimson Curse, that's tough. Wouldn't like to see that. Alright, I guess we'll throw a dodge on there. Alright, bleed him out. This guy's... Still not enough, huh? Just kill him.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
What's going on up here? 80% resistant to blight. 65% stun resist, yeah. Kill him.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
It's funny, I've been using the, bleed stack ability on this guy the entire time. He hasn't even used a ranged attack, even though I've got ranged increased damage items on him. Because he's going to be using pistol shot when we go in there and start fighting against the, Oh, I don't have a shovel.
Without tools of iron, you must rely on flesh and indefatigable purpose.
That's brutal, man. I really did not expect that we were going to have to redo the whole mission like this. I thought we could stop ahead of them and leave, and... That's brutal. Alright. Okay. At least these enemies are a lot more manageable. Alright, let's just shoot somebody. Let's just shoot somebody. Stun him. Cool. Stun him. Hurt him. We need that stress relief, we really do right now, because I'll be honest with you, people having really high stress right before we go against the crocodilian is not exactly what I want to be seeing. Alright, everybody's stunned, that's great for us. Alright, let me get multiple clean attacks in a row here, which is what you want to see. Alright.
Destroyed.
Okay, took him out. That was not expected, but we'll take it. I might actually be greedy here and just start healing some stress on some people, because we're going to need that when we go up against this big dumb crocodilian, and having a little bit of extra stress removed right now might be helpful. Nice dodge. Nice dodge. I'm going to be greedy here and attack a corpse. I'm going to... Sure. And then I'm just going to heal everybody. And then I'm going to stress relieve again.
But never hidden.
I'm just trying to get rid of some stress. That's all I'm here. That's all I'm thinking about.
Great
all right.
is the weapon that cuts on its own.
We need all the help we can get on the stress front right now. Okay, so we know this works with that. Yep. Antiquarian's getting us some rare antiques. Random hunger checks in this location, which normally isn't something I would have thought about. I didn't bring enough food for a lot of those, so hopefully this is not a big deal for us. I believe the thronging hive is in this hallway. Or in the in the next room or something. There it is. We do this, we back up. We don't even go any further. Because we're not here for a long time. We're here to immediately kill the crocodilian and then get past him. Because past him is the final thronging hive. I guess we'll have everybody dodge. I want to dodge as much stress and as much annoying things as I can right now. I need to, because we're pretty low on stress, as it were. Just keep removing stress from people all I can. And let him take care of the annoying guys. Because he deals our damage. And he does a lot of it. Yeah, I don't care about that. Sure. He's gonna die anyway, so that doesn't even matter. I really am greedily just constantly spamming heal, stress heal. Because it's gonna matter in a bit. We need that extra stress relief before we go in here and fight this big guy. I'm gonna party heal everybody because there's a chance I could crit. Maybe get some stress relief. Cool. You got it? Antiquarian.
Horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
Alright. Man, I did not expect to have to do this entire mission again. I'm very fortunate that I thought a little ahead about it and was like, well, maybe I should, Oh, yes, these altars can completely remove your stress based upon... It's big for us. Oh, look, another random battle spawned in here. I don't remember that last time. Craving the blood. One of your infected heroes has the thirst, which can only be sated with the blood. Feed them soon or they're going to start to get smaller. Get weaker. You can tell I was intentionally using synonyms in that sentence. Alright here, stress out, or I guess stress out, what am I saying? Stun the guys that can be stunned. Let's dodge. She's craving blood.
Inspiration and improvement.
It's really, I wish I could get to this guy, I can't reach him.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
So he attacks, that's fine. We don't care if he attacks. See, the thing is that that guy doesn't really do a lot. He just deals gross effects. Like he can, you know, hit you with a little bit of this, a little bit of that, whatever, but it doesn't actually affect you stress-wise. Man, that's 2 in a row with the same character. Get off of him. That's like a lot of, look at how much stress they deal to you. Like it's just perpetual stress. It's not actually like to stress you out. Like, look, they're literally about to make him go over the edge, and he was just at 50 stress. That's good. Alright. Man, brutal. Come on. Stress relieve yourself.
Momentary abatement.
Yeah, I don't care what you attack him. Like, it's not health is the problem with this guy. Health is not the issue. Get out of here, dude. Your little stress attacks.
The blood quickens.
Alright, we'll heal everybody real quick. Look at that. The amount of healing because of that divine scroll is absurd. How much is he gonna bleed by? 2? He's gone. Use this as an opportunity to get our stress up. Or stress down, whatever you want to say. Okay.
Success so clearly in view.
Okay, she needs to be given some blood.
Trick of the light.
Bloodlust. The blood has a terrifying effect on a hero. They crave violence. So when you do that now, she gives extra 25% damage plus 4 speed and a bunch of resistances and things of that nature, which is incredible because it can be used as a buff for a fight. You can actually use it to your advantage in that regard. I've already burned 2 Thronging Hives and I don't care about going down. I want to go kill the Crocodilian. I want to get in there before our characters take any more unnecessary crap. Dodge him. Dodge him. Nice dodge. Let's stun one of these random guys, right? Missed. Okay, that's fine. Give us another attack, please. Oh, just attacking the same character over and over and over and just look at that. I think the game actually knows who has the most, and they go for him on purpose. I think they do it on purpose. That's brutal.
Frustration and fury, more destructive than 100 cannons.
And this only happened because I was under the impression that this mission worked the same way as all the other missions at this location, and that is to say, I thought what was going to happen was after I left this mission, I could come back and continue where I left off, because all the other locations here, all the other missions at this location do that. So that's just unfortunate inconsistency on this mission. Punishing us. That sucks. Everybody's got the Crimson Curse now. This mission turned into a big punch in the face. Way more brutal than it should have been. He's dead. All right, let's heal everybody up here. everybody getting the Crimson Curse was not on my bingo card. Gotta be honest with you. And them all having a lot of speed is obnoxious. Crit healing, okay. Sure. That was a result of her having the Crimson Curse. She becomes, it's almost like another form of like stress where you become irrational. It's brutal sometimes. Stuff stacks. I guess 1 damage is what we're doing now. $55 misses and 7,000 stress later. Are you serious right now? Just die. How many times can I almost kill you but not quite figure it out? Like, what are we doing? Just die. This is brutal.
Compassion is a rarity.
And the stress that we've been dealt this game has just been absurd and absolutely disproportionate with what should have occurred here. And he's abusive. Every time they don't kill something, every time they don't do, he just adds a little stress. It puts everybody over the top. Extra health I don't care about.
Victory, but a victory nonetheless.
We don't have the space for that item. I don't even think I care about it. Plus 10% max health. We talked about that. I'm not that impressed by that kind of an ability. I don't care about that so much. I really care about that at all, actually. Probably just drop both of them. I don't care about that item, those items. Switch her around where I had her. Let's go get this guy. We have 2 rooms left. I know that it's 2 rooms left before we fight the Crocodilian. This big one coming up, and 1 more after that. So we probably got 1 more battle before we see the Crocodilian. We're sitting on. We've got torches, which I brought specifically to increase our accuracy. We gotta remember to use that before we go in against the Crocodilian. This is the guy that if you give him blood, he gives you a bunch of random items. We'll have to remember to come back to that after we fight the Crocodilian here. We don't care about that right now. This is the Crocodilian that's coming up. I know it for a fact. Look at the ground, see if there's any traps. I don't see any. See if we run into one. I have a feeling they're gonna throw one at us. Nope. All right. Accuracy for 1 more fight. I'm gonna go ahead and top off on food here just to make sure we're good. Actually, no, I don't want to do that because this first round, she's not going to have anything to do except heal. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
A hideous mutation. Unnatural and abhorrent.
He has 80% blight resistance. I'm just going to... Do I start throwing blight resistance against him? Sure. Hit him for 2. Let's start stacking it. All right, now that's not going to do anything. So this is where I was talking about. I want to go ahead and divine comfort everybody.
Soothed. Sedated.
I just wish that had come before, right? Okay, sure. A little bit of stress, put him over the edge, you know. Oh wait, he's already over the edge, doesn't matter. All right, and then here we're going to go ahead and make him the main focus because he's going to give himself protection for the rest of the fight. Because we knew that would happen. Now he's going to move, which is fine. Submerge again. She is. Stun him. Resist to stun. All right, we're going to throw down some dodge here because I'd like to dodge the huge damage effects if he's got one coming up.
To perform beyond one's limit.
7's okay. Apex Predator is a lot of damage. But see, that's why we got our healer with us. Hopefully she can take care of that. So now he's going to try to stun him. Good. Now he gets 2 abilities every round, so it's only going to take one of them away, but that's still good. And then here we're going to just start trying to put some blight on him. But it does, yeah, it does very little to him. I need to just make her focus on nothing but healing here. All right. He has yeah. Start stacking bleed on him if we can get away with it. Alright, we'll go ahead and heal him for a lot. 7 is pretty solid. And we will go ahead and try to stun him again. Because we have really high stun, like, yeah, we could potentially just stun this guy every round and just take off one of his abilities. And I'm on board with that. I think we're okay now. If we can stop him from moving, that'll be big. I'm gonna go ahead and keep on increasing our dodge. Give us some time to kind of stun him again, maybe? Maybe? Nope, he resisted that time. That's okay. That's okay. We kind of expect that occasionally. Heal everybody up. Or this one guy, I guess, technically everybody else at full health, so we'll take a hit here, it'll hurt. Okay, she's gonna heal everybody and get rid of that. That's not a big deal. Alright, we'll dodge everybody again. This is a serious fight, man. You can feel it, like the stress. There's actually, like... He's gonna go back. Is he gonna come forward? Oh, he stayed in the spot. So he heals there. That's which is annoying, but I'm not as bothered by that. Oh, he dodged. That sucks. Sure. Abuse. A little bit of abuse there for us. We needed that. Stun him under the water? So if he's stunned him there, then he doesn't get the chance to have to do the lurking predators thing, which is awesome. We'll heal everybody again here. Heal everybody. Alright, he's going to start by hitting us for a lot, I think, here. Let's just keep spamming everybody with dodge here. Just keep giving everybody dodge. 15 dodge. 10's a lot, but he's a big tank. I don't care about that. That's actually the perfect person to hit with that. I don't care about that. So we're going to keep stacking bleed on him. There couldn't have been a perfect person for him to waste his time attacking our tank right there. That's great. Teeth Rake hurts. That's going to move her. We don't like that. But we talked about this. We already have the ability to move. We already have the ability to move our highwaymen. So these other two guys in the back, they're never going to get displaced. We built our team so that would never happen to us. We're going to be fine. We're going to heal that off. We don't care about it. This Crocodilian's ours. I have zero doubt we're going to beat him. Even if he dodges a few times, I don't care. I think we're good. All right, we're going to duelist advance on him here.
A singular strike.
All right. What you got, Crocodilian? What you got? Lurking Fear, go back a spot, heal a little bit, that's fine. Oh, he's not healing, he's just buffing himself. Okay, okay. Alright, here we'll do Protect Me, maybe. No, he still has the full amount of blight resistance. I'm not gonna waste my time with that. I'm just gonna have her dedicate herself to making everybody have perpetual, the highest dodge. Because that's gonna matter a lot here. Let's stun this guy out of the game. Stun him out of the game. He's done. He's done. Not a threat anymore. That's what I wanted to see. Cool. Alright, we'll heal her. Coming in clutch here. You're stunned. I don't care. Dodge again. We got one guy stopping him from attacking every round. We got another guy just stun locking him out of the fight. Bleed him at 15. At 15, what happened? It's a very different fight when you come back and your guys are leveled up and you actually have a plan. Well, that's sad. 0 damage and missed the stun and basically skipped my turn. Oh, and he's attacking my guy with riposte. So he'll attack back. We planned for that too, yep. Alright. He's abusive. We got 2 abusive people on the team. Luckily that doesn't matter because he takes one hit and he's dead.
Of the intelligence. Oh, so it has been said.
You're done, man. Got him. Okay. We got Absinthe.
Creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
So we want to take this. This is a Grave Robber only item. It's a special item that you can only get at the Crimson Court. Increases the Grave Robber's disease resist, its blight resist, its blight skill chance, which is cool. Lowers max health, whatever, but increases crit, which is cool too. So here we're going to get rid of probably something like... We don't really care. There's not any reason to worry about food anymore. The main enemies are gone. I'm just going to top off because we have one more fight. I'll go ahead and I'll take the Absinthe there. That is 100% getting taken, as well as that and the money. Now, is there any other space for anything else? I do want the journal entry, but I don't know if that's what we're doing here. Actually, let's go and do this. and we will go ahead and finish the rest of this mission off, I guess, quote unquote, finish the mission. I'm gonna go through the rest of the locations real quick and see, because this last room, I know it has the thronging hive in it that we're gonna burn. Look at the ground, see if there's any traps. I see none. See no traps. Look at this. Look at that.
To fall for such a little thing. A bite of bread.
The game is trying to stop us in the last few seconds here. Tilting everybody off the planet in the last few seconds. She become vigorous.
Adversity can foster hope and resilience.
She became virtuous. I said vigorous. What was I thinking? That was actually really clutch that she hit that too, because they all see. I got cheesed by the game deciding that it was going to hunger check us by random chance, and then also throw an obstacle at us. So we just got hit by a bunch of stress and then a bunch of stress right in a row. That's huge, because then when she got stressed over the level, at the same time, you might not have caught that, but my Antiquarian also hit max. They were both about to get fully stressed out, but it triggered in order. And what happened was, she hit virtuous at the same time, or before the other character got to hit her whatever she was going to hit, and it saved her because she removed forced stress from everybody, which is crazy. I told you to look at the ground. That was not there. I know that wasn't there.
Singular purpose.
All right, let's get in there. You got one last thing to do here. I think this is that last room that has what we need. It might have a fight in it though. Nope. All right, we're throwing this on there, we're burning it, we are done. Now we can leave, or we can keep on trying to get more resources, because there's one more room. I honestly don't care, I just want to get out of here, because my characters are pretty low, so. I think that's it, I think we're done. It hurt, but we got through it.
In those younger years, my home was a hive of unbridled hedonism. A roiling apiary where instinct and impulse were indulged with wild abandon. A bewitching predator slipped in amidst the swarm of tittering sycophants. Though outwardly urbane, I could sense in her a mocking thirst. Driven half-mad by cloying vulgarity, I plotted to rid myself of this lurking threat in a grand display of sadistic sport. But as the moment of murder drew nigh, the gibbous moon revealed her inhuman desires in all their stultifying hideousness.
I love how it reveals the story to you like a little bit at a time. I also like how like they kind of play on the classic trope of it being a vampire, and because it's got that aristocrat kind of like overly elegant ball, lavish ridiculousness, and then it's not a vampire, it's a bug like thing. Yeah, that was good. We got a lot of good rewards here. I didn't expect to get so much treasure, but that's because I wasn't going in there thinking we were going to have a whole mission. I went in there with the expectation we just fight the guy and leave. So but that shows you the power of having characters that are over leveled to, or I guess leveled to the right level. They're all level 2. The reason that matters is because in the previous mission, we went through that fully ready. We had provisions. We were ready to. That time I went in there with half provisions, didn't even take all the items because I thought we're just going against this guy. We're going to get out of there. I didn't have enough of everything. I literally didn't bring any shovels, and we had to dig through things by hand. We still got through it. So making sure that you're leveled correctly to fight the particular location is important. All right, looking at this though, this is the item I'm really excited about here. We got this 2 of 3 item. 50% damage versus blighted is pretty cool. So the Antiquarian will be able to like throw out a blight somebody, then keep on hitting them and just keep on stacking it. That'll be really good. 8% extra crit versus blighted. That's kind of a neat ability. Extra speed is cool, and extra dodge. That's fantastic. This is a great item. I think that this is like a core item I would run on her for quite a while. Baron's Invitation is the other unique item. I'm sure a lot of folks are looking at this wondering like, why haven't you mentioned this? So this is the item that will allow us to go back to the Crimson Courtyard. The Crimson Courtyard. The Crimson Courtyard uniquely has a mechanic that's kind of weird. Like you can't go back there unless you're invited to go back there. You might wonder, well, how in the world are you ever supposed to go back? Well, you'll get these little Baron's invitations, and every single time you go back there for any mission, it'll consume this invitation. Well, anytime you go back to the main, there's an ancillary, like secondary mission you can do in order to harvest blood because your characters need it. But Otherwise, you're going to be essentially using Baron's invitations every time you go. You get these by killing those little guys that I talked about being annoying. Not the little bees, or not the bees, but not the mosquitoes, but the little like servants that are running around with like a little plate. You now that we've beat this mission, they should appear at all the locations in the game outside of the farmstead. And if you fight them, which they'll disappear, they'll replace a regular enemy or spawn randomly or whatever in other locations like the Warrens or the Cove. You'll run into these, bleeding guys, which is annoying because they can then infect you with more of the Crimson Curse and it starts to get out of hand. But the key thing is if you get enough, interactions with these guys, you'll kill them, they'll drop more invitations to see the Baron and more blood, and then you can go back and keep on fighting them. And I'm sure some people are going to wonder right now, as I said earlier, how do you handle the Crimson Curse? Well, the answer is you go fight the people at the courtyard and you progress the story, and then eventually you'll find solutions. Now let's see, look at this, they all have the blood portrait now because these guys have all been infected. So they've all gained 4 Resolve XP and broken into level 3. Well, I guess Maduit didn't, but the rest of them broke to level 3, which means that now they can only go to certain missions, right? Like they're kind of outclassing some of our other characters. Ablumania, we want to get rid of that. We don't like. I mean, it's not incredibly hard to deal with, but it's just kind of annoying. I say that's like kind of a mid-tier bad perk, right? It's not awful, but it's also not good. It's going to force him to use some, interact with curios we don't want him to. Dark Temptation's even worse. That one is going to force him to interact with all kinds of curios that we don't want him interacting with. Dark altars, opening things we don't want him to. So we need to train him to forget this. Gifted. She got rid of Last Gasp. Plus 20% healing received. All right. I mean, we'll take that. She's a healer. I mean, she's going to heal herself for more than she would normally heal everybody. So that's actually great. That's a great thing on her. Beast Slayer. Okay, that's cool. Not the kind of person I'd want this on, but sure.
These swarming fiends carry a pernicious plague. A sickness so virulent, so insidious. It is more a curse than a mere disease.
The hamlet has been restored to a livable level of degeneracy once more. The dispersal of this pestilence to the surrounding environments, however, seems inevitable. And this is what I was referring to. We defeated them by burning those thronging hives, right? But we also now let loose the entire Crimson Curse on the entire world, as it were, or the surrounding areas around the hamlet. So we're going to have to deal with the ramifications of that. All right. The upside is now the town events that we have a chance of being good and no longer this every week. We can actually get some decent things that can help us, which is good. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for me for tonight. I just wanted to make sure that I kind of knocked out the Crocodilian. That was my goal for today. I didn't expect to beat the Necromancer first and then go beat the Crocodilian. So that'll be good and kind of have an episode that has some information in there. Although I got to figure out what I'm going to do because somehow a bit ago I realized I didn't record on my local drive the last video. I'm going to have to download and use the file from my YouTube channel and actually just download that, which is nice. That's why we can have that repository. So, but anyway, that's a little bit of the behind the scenes there, kind of annoying, but I had a lot of fun. We knocked out some cool things there, knocking out 2 bosses, getting a few cool items. We got, we got this new item here. We got this 2 of 3 item. We got the Absinthe, which is kind of an interesting item. It's not incredible, but it has some utility. We also got, very importantly, and I'm going to remove these, we got the Sacred Scroll. This item alone makes me smile for the whole day. I love this item, and we saw it in there. Now think about how powerful Rome's going to be when she heals now. When she goes to heal on Divine Grace, she's going to heal for 5 to 6, but now she's going to heal for an extra 3%, 33%. So she's going to heal for 8 if she hits a 6. If she targets herself, she's going to heal for an additional 20% on top of that because she's gifted. Like, it's getting kind of adding, like, you can start to see how this will stack, and that's the base numbers. So she's going to heal for 10 every time she heals herself. That's not a joke. It starts to really matter. So, but yeah, again, wrapping this up, I had a lot of fun. We knocked out some cool things. We got some good items. We got some wiggle room in terms of what we can do now. We're no longer kind of like living in the shadow of the Crimson Curse. I mean, now it's It's more like it's splattered on all of our faces, but we no longer have to deal with it constantly shadowing over our town. We can actually start to see some interesting things occurring. So next time we come back, like we normally do, we'll put some people in their locations and figure out who we want to de-stress, as well as what items we'll buy and see what's available here. We'll look at all this stuff. But for now, I'm going to call it a night, and I appreciate you watching. And again, till next time, I'm the Blue Titan, and keep it real, man. Thank you. Goodbye.